Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to break down one of my early releases called AnitaBaker. This was actually one of my first releases. Without rambling on, let me just get straight into it. To start things off, this is the song that I sampled, right? I need AnitaBaker, Good Enough, which is why I call the track AnitaBaker. Yeah, so I made this track back in 2018 when I was still figuring out production. After watching a lot of Jay Dilla tutorials, I started applying the same thing that I learned there, but into just a faster pace of house music. So for the sample, I used NXT because that's all we had back in when we were using Resin 5. So the workflow was pretty different back then than compared to what we have now. Like that, now you have things like Mimic. Cool. For the sample section, I won't go too deep into how I chopped using NXT. But if you'd like me to create a specific tutorial about how I did that, I'm happy to do that. So what I did instead is I recreated how I chopped it in NXT using Mimic, just so that you have a visual representation of how I chopped it. I'm gonna just play you the song a bit, and then we can get straight into it. I just want the part where it's a little bit busy. Maybe this part, cause like that. Yeah, so that's how I sampled AnitaBaker into the song. Cool, let's get into the drums, right? So firstly, the first set of drums, as mentioned, I used Resin 5. You see that's why I still at the old mixer instead of this SSL one that appears here. Yeah, we're gonna go into the drums. So for the drums, what I did is this. Let me just solo this part. Also I added like a vinyl noise just to, because I'm an old soul. Cool, so the drums go like this. Let me just play the solo out the drums. Pretty straightforward. Cool, so those are the drums. There's the kick, a clap, shaker, closed hat, hi-hat, another closed hi-hat, softer shaker, and of course the vinyl noise. I think I added something else here, which is some percussion. That's the first section of drums. Cool. Now for the second set of drums, just to add on to that, is more of the percussion side of things. Sounds like this. And here I added a few more. Cool. Again, you see now, see this AJ here is a jazz drum pack. So yeah, just a lot of Afro one shots. And then I created my own percussion there. Cool. And then for the last set of drums, and the drum set is more, it's just heads and snares. And then when they come together, cool. So those are our drums, and now we get into the style of the song, the steering, which is the sample chop. So I created 3 chops, which is mainly the intro, the pre-chorus and the main chorus, and then use the intro as an outro as well. And then yeah, that was it. So for the intro, I just did like a simple chop, which is like this. Just gonna solo it. Oh, the reason why there's no sound there is because I added a filter here. I added a filter here just so that the sample doesn't just start playing with the song. It comes in slowly. So I'm just gonna also solo the filter. So it comes in like this. You know, yeah, so it comes in slowly like that. So yeah, so that's our intro. That's our intro, you know. Oh, I just joined it. I didn't mean to join that. I meant to loop it. And then this is the second part. As you can see, like the chop, they just follow each other. Nothing complicated, right? Because it's not really about how you play it. It's about how you chopped it. So because I chopped it correctly, I just played the keys in sequence, but obviously not sustaining them similarly, because you see some notes are long, some notes are short, right? It brings in nice texture. So it sounds like this. You know, it kind of prepares you for the next part. And then the next part, which is the main section, again, played them in sequence as well. So they go like this. The thing about the sample is because there's like some rides on the song, it adds to my drums, right? So if you listen, let me just play them all together. Like, can you hear how the rides just sprinkle a little bit? Depending on how you chopped, it can create unconventional patterns, either drum patterns or bassline patterns or chord patterns, because you're chopping something that's played all together with all the instruments. Sometimes the drums are in there. So I just lucked out with this one. And I think the one last thing I didn't mention is this. I got this Vox from a Cody Q song. It just goes. So I just thought it would be a nice transition effect. You see how it plays just after it goes then the drum drops. Cool. So those are the three main things, right? And now I'm gonna show you how I chopped it. I'm not gonna chop it live, but I'm just gonna show you just to save time. So this video is not too long, but I'm happy to show you how I chopped it. If you need me to show you that, you can just leave a comment. I did the same technique in Mimic here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this thing and I'm gonna move it to the Mimic lane. All right. Then I'm gonna just remove everything and then solo Mimic. It might not be exactly the same, but it's as close as I could do. I mean, I did this back in 2018. It's 2016 now, so. This last part I didn't really use because I felt like it was like, it has a clash and it just made too much noise. So even though I chopped it, I never used it, this part. So yeah, so I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 chops. So now I'm gonna play it, pay attention to the red line. I'm gonna do the same thing and open the Midi side of it here. to pause it a lot, but I also want you to pay attention to this part here. This is how I actually played it. It's just mimicking how I played it on the keyboard. So yeah, that's basically how I play that. Let me show you. It's not exactly the same. Like here, there's something happening there. It's not exactly like the original, but you get the idea. You get the idea. So this one, I just played 4 chops over and over again, only changing the 4th one on each segment. Right, so let me show you again. Pay attention to this part and also pay attention to this. You'll see how I played it actually. You see how I didn't start with the first one. I didn't start with this. I didn't start with this one. I started with this one. Alright, so I think that's another thing about chopping. You have to just move to however the sample moves you, you know. Look at the jump from here to here. Right, and look at it here. Right, it goes from here to here. Yeah, that's how I chop. If you want more videos of how I actually chop or my technique, I don't think there's anything special. I think there's a lot of YouTube videos that already cover those type of things, but if you want a specific from me, I'm happy to do that. And then the other thing is the bass, right? So if you can listen to the sample, it already has a bass. You know, so what I did is I just followed the same thing. So listen. Oh, for the bass I used a sine bass. What am I doing? I used the sine bass using Thor. Just expanding this thing. You can pause this video and copy these presets if you need a sine bass that sounds exactly like this. But if you're using Resin, just search for sine bass, it'll appear. I'm sure any other DAW also has it. It's just a nice subby bass. It sounds like this. As you can see, I did not quantize the bass. I did not quantize the bass. I just left it as is because it's not really dominant, so you can hear my mistakes because they are covered by the sample chop. But you can hear that it's not on time. And then for the main part, this is how the bass sounded like. Let's go to the main part. I think on this one I was pretty much on time. So yeah, I guess I didn't actually need quantizing on that one. But yeah, I did the same with all of them. Same with this one. If you want to hear it. Together with the sample. Alright, so it goes nice together. Same here, bass with the sample. Without the bass. With the bass. Hear how weak it sounds. Yeah, that's the bass, and that's why it's important. That's why it's important, because at the end of the day, it's still house music. We need that bass. And then the one last thing that I did is for like the break, before I get into arrangement, is I added this thing from James Brown. It's actually just right. Yeah, I just needed something to pull back the break, just to tell you that the song is coming back to from a break, right? So and that's the purpose of that part. Yeah, I think listening to this, I can hear that there's a lot of things that I wouldn't repeat that don't sound good to me anymore. But I guess that's the purpose of growth. Yeah, and the arrangement, if you want to get into arrangement. So with the arrangement, I muted most of the drums you would see. I just left with these, just so that it's not as intense when it starts. I like leaving break because it gives that tension. It leaves a little bit of tension here. Yeah, plus I had McScrive did that a lot, so I referenced him. I think probably did. There's no way I didn't, because he's a huge influence on my sound and how he arranges. Then I would mute bass, the kick here and there, mute some drums, leave some stuff, but the vinyl noise goes over and over and over. It never stops. Yeah, my chair is really loud. So then here I muted the kick a little bit just to introduce the second part. Another nice trick, mute the chop. It feels like you're throwing something in, which is always a nice feeling. And then the congas or the bongos are doing work. It's almost like they're having conversation. Yeah, and that's it for track breakdown. Yeah, I'll just play the rest of it. Please leave any comments of any type of video that you'd like me to do. I want to try and do as many as possible. I'll try and do breakdowns every time I find one of my old tracks. But yeah, this was fun. Otherwise, enjoy. Thank you so much for tuning in.